Hello everybody, Ian Robson here. Welcome to another edition of Texas. Alright, we got something going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we got our Krone Forage harvester, and we are ready to go to do a little bit of silage here. As you can see, I've been running it a little bit off camera, not too much. There's a little bit ways to go yet, but right now it is currently running. Let's go ahead and hop into our Lamborghini here and go unload that guy. So I have the Krone running on course play at the moment, and of course I'm actually doing the unloading at the moment. There's a couple reasons why I could do it either way around. I could either have this guy unload by himself, or I could have I could drive the combine. It doesn't really make a difference here. Basically, you can do it one way or another. It really depends on your preference. So let's get this guy lined up here. There we go. It's funny, I've done this before, and is that a little bit slower? 20 kilometers an hour, perfect. I've done this before, and actually, last time I did it, I was using the corn silage head, and a couple of people were like, "You don't need to be that close to the combine," but in this scenario, you can be a bit closer, and it works out fairly well, actually. So I try to drive just beside it. I found that works the best in this scenario. I don't know. I've often wondered this, but I'm not sure if when you are further away, if you actually lose some of the materials, so you don't get as much in the trailer. I know in real life that would be the case, and you would lose a little bit, but I don't know if it's the case in the game. So I'm kind of curious about. It might be. I don't know. So it might be. Because it just feels like I can actually go fairly far away here, and it's still going in, but I don't know how much is going in. I think it's the same amount in this game. I don't think they made that, changed that in any way, but it just seems that way. As you can see, we just did one pass, and we're basically full. We're pretty near full, actually. The nice thing about having Courseplay drive the Krone Forage harvester is the fact that I don't have to try and stop when I'm full. He'll just stop automatically, which is a nice little feature. Because often what happens is I'll overshoot a little bit and waste a little bit. So this way, doesn't work. I don't have to worry about that. The combine does it all by itself, which is awesome. So I do like this tractor. It looks nice. It's funny, one time someone left a comment a while back about how I should wash my tractors because they don't like seeing this windshield like this, and that's understandable. I don't drive inside cab too often. It just depends on which vehicle I'm driving. This one I do sometimes, not all the time, so. Oops, I don't need to go this way, I need to go the other way. Oh, we're around the other side here. Yeah, I forget who said that, but it was kind of a funny comment. I'm like, yeah, it's true, I suppose. If I was in here and all you could see was this the whole time, I imagine you wouldn't want to see it very often, so. As you can see, we already have one bunker that's full. I'm just unloading into this one. There we go, nice. Did a live stream the other day. What was it? Saturday, I guess it was. In the middle of the day there. Had quite a bit of fun. It was only a quick 2-hour stream, which is longer than an episode, that's for sure. But had quite a few people show up, so it was fun. Had Moman show up. Mr. Van Bruggen showed up for a bit as well. It was pretty cool. The funny thing is, well, the funny thing about live streams is it always depends on the time zone. So like I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so I often I'll stream probably in times that aren't good for other people. So that's one of the downfalls of streaming, right? Some cases you'll have the perfect time to stream and it'll work out really well, and other times not so well. So I'll give you an example. There's a guy I know who I watch every now and then. He's from the UK, and he streams like from 5 a.m. my time to like noon. And right now, because I have the time off, it's fine. But as soon as I go back to work, it's not going to be good at all. I'll be at work the whole day, but that's the way things go. I think he streams on Saturdays too, so Let that guy turn around there. But it's always the case. We actually had a little bit of fun. I showed people a few little random things. I had some people ask courseplay questions, actually. So, showed people a few things on courseplay. Like, I think someone asked me, how can you have the forage harvester work like this without having to follow it around all the time? So, and the answer, of course, to that question is, you just use combine on load mode. So, like, I can have this guy do it himself. I have a course set up for it. So if I wanted to walk away and let them do their thing, I could easily do that and work on something else. But I don't think we have much else to work on right now. Yeah, we have lime and soybeans. Actually, I was looking at a map this morning. I just hopped on briefly to take a look at it, and the map had soybeans. This is the first map I've seen so far with a different crop on it, so it's kind of cool. It was the, what's it called? Smoky Mountain map, I think it was called. Looked pretty good. I was delightfully surprised. I think the soybean texture on it, it's a bit, I think it's dated, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. I only saw one field with soybeans in it, but it was pretty cool. And it also came with like a multi-fruit type mod as well. And I don't know whether it only works with in-game equipment or if it works with everything else, because there haven't been many mods for multi-fruit stuff yet, so that's one thing that's going to be interesting to see how people deal with that, because, for example, this trailer right here isn't modded for soybeans, but with the script, it would be, I guess, or supposedly. I'm not sure 100% though, so I haven't messed around with it too much, but there used to be an old mod in 2013, FS 2013, called the multi-fruit mod, which would allow you exactly to add fruits to a map, and then depending on which fruits they were, so for example, if you wanted to add soybeans, you could do that, and it would automatically adjust your equipment to be able to use it, sort of thing. So, but I think this guy made his own script, so he was able to use soybeans, so, which is pretty cool. Soybeans are pretty awesome crop, so it's good to see that we're starting to see a bit more variety in terms of the crops available. It's good to see, because also there's a few maps now with pigs and beef cows on it, so it's a good combination now. It used to be, it's starting to get, well, it's starting to become a bit more, starting to have a bit more variety, which is nice. So it'll be, for example, a different map with pigs and sheep and beef cows on them, so that's pretty cool. So this is episode, I think it's this episode 18, I think. So as I mentioned before, probably going to do up to about episode 20 on this map. And then we'll switch maps, so maybe I'll go to the Smoky Mountain map, or maybe I'll go to Nebraska, one of the two. Could do both, really. Really doesn't matter too much. There's lots and lots of time available to do both, so I'm not overly worried about it at this particular time, so. But yeah, I think we'll do about 20 episodes on this, so I think this is episode 17, 18, I don't know, something like that. So we'll do a few more episodes on this map, then we'll switch to a different map. Like I said, I'm thinking of maybe the Nebraska map or the Smoky Mountain map, one of the two. Both look like decent maps, so I think we'll take a look at one of those or both at some point, like I said, so it'll be pretty good. I'm happy to see that American Eagle Mine's coming out with some maps. I tend to like their maps, their style of maps, at least, because they are a bit more American style, which is nice, because a lot of the maps come out that are a bit more European based, which isn't a bad thing, but I do prefer a bit more of an American style map rather than a European map, although there are some really nice European maps. Although, actually, somebody told me, I was talking with Nikola, I think was his name, and he was saying that the Serbian farm, Vojvodina, is actually coming out for 2015 soon. Somebody is working on it and updating it, so, which is kind of cool. So looks like we'll have another Vojvodina map for 2015. I'm not sure if I'm going to play on it specifically, just because I played that one in 2013, but I could go back. I know the old family farm for 2015 is out already, and I know some people probably would just say, yeah, go ahead and play on that back on that map. But they actually changed a few things that made me a bit sad. As far as I know, they changed the old family farm, so there's the silos that were there in 2013. They're not there anymore, which makes me a bit sad because that was a really cool feature of that map. So, oh well. Time for coffee. One sec. Nice. Nothing like a good brew of coffee in the morning. As you can see, someone asked me the other day in the live stream why I have two numbers here, 2 times. That's the time in game, and that's my current time right now. So, if ever you're wondering why there's 2 times there, that's the reason why. So the little small number is my actual current time that at the moment. I think it just pulls the time from your computer and puts it on there. That's my guess, at least. So it's good though. So for example, if you are if you're on a timeline and you have to meet somebody, that's one way. One of the reasons why it's really nice. And another reason I suppose would be if you have to get to work, for example. That's another reason why it's kind of nice. So for me, it's usually it's going to be used mostly for work, I imagine, because I tend to record videos in the morning before I go to work. It's one of the reasons why I wake up early. I don't know, I just like waking up early. Like even on I've been off for the last couple weeks, just for a Christmas vacation essentially, and like every day I've been up at like 5:30 without the alarm, which is kind of funny. Most people probably think I'm nuts because of that, but just for whatever reason, the body tells me to wake up, and actually it's probably because of the coffee. But anyways, go ahead, Krone. There we go. Actually, when the farm show comes to town, I'm hoping to try and see a Krone Forage harvester in real life. That would be pretty cool. I don't think they had any last time I went, but it would be nice to see if they had some. I would have liked to have gone to not the International Plowing Match, what's it called? The Outdoor Farm Show in Woodstock, Ontario, because they actually had silage demonstrations there, which would have been really cool to see. I think they had was it a Colossus? Or a Krone? I think it was a Krone. They had a Krone Big X there, and they were doing silage demonstrations because I think they were testing varieties of corn, silage corn, obviously. And it was pretty cool to see what I saw some pictures of it because I was following people on Twitter to see what they had to say about it, and there were some really cool demonstrations done. They did a couple demonstrations with, like I said, silage corn, which is pretty cool. There's also a couple demonstrations done with tillage demonstrations as well, which is also pretty sweet to see. There we go. Maybe next time. Maybe next year, though. Woodstock's kind of far away from me, so it would be like, to get to Woodstock, I'm sure it would be 6 or 7 hours, so like, in kilometers, something along the lines of 600, 700 kilometers, I'm guessing. I don't know. I've never done the math, but it's not close to my house, let's just say that. So, yeah, but hopefully in the farm show they'll have a Krone Forage harvester there, or maybe even a Colossus, who knows. Last time I went, I saw a lot of Fendt tractors there, and I think they had Fendts, John Deere's. There was a Cat Challenger, the tracks. It was pretty cool to check out, actually. And the inside of those things are just crazy. It's like well, that's what it looks like. It's just nuts. The funny thing is, if you get into one of those tractors and you're like, okay, so how do I turn it on? It's a bit easier than that, I think, but some of the, if you're not aware of how to turn something on, like you're probably doing this and be like, where's the on button? But just one of those things. You get used to it, like everything, basically. Actually, one of the funny things, if you've ever been in some of the newer cars, they have a fob. So basically, you walk into the car and you don't even need to unlock the door. The fob will do it for you. It's like a little plastic piece. It's like a little piece of plastic that sends a signal to your car saying that's the keys, unlock the car, essentially. And also the same thing that says, hey, you're in the car, you're allowed to turn it on, sort of idea. It's really odd. So instead of having to actually physically turn the key, you just push a button to start the engine, which is kind of cool when you think about it, but also a bit weird if you've always turned a key to turn something on. So that looks cool. Let's just take a quick screenshot of that. There we go. Yeah, I just screenshot that. Actually, I was watching something the other day. Jammin000. I went back and watched one of his videos where he's trucking in Euro Truck, and he was using the Optimus Prime Peterbilt 389, and it was pretty cool to see. He has a pretty awesome setup, like I said before. I'm sure he's got the G27 wheel. He just picked up a Fanatec shifter not too long ago, 8 shifter I think it is, and it is a it's not cheap stuff, but he's been collecting for a while now, so I understand. But the shifter itself is just really, really nice. And like the design of the thing is just crazy. Like, it's a mechanical shifter. You can actually change it so it's I think they call it a bunker shifter for like rally racing style, or you can have it so it's more like a gearbox style where it's like 1 through 6 sort of thing. It was really cool. They're like, I looked at the price. I think they're like $200 though, but it's pretty sweet, I have to admit. But he's got I think his setup is a bit different. Not different, but it's a bit simulation orientated. So I think he actually has like a special chair, and he has like a frame that his screen sits on and stuff like that. It's pretty intense. When I first saw the picture of his setup, and I was like, whoa, that is huge. I think he has right now, I think he changed it so he has a 3-monitor setup as well. It's awesome. It'll be fun to mess around with. And he has this button box as well, which is kind of cool. It's basically just, I guess, like this name sounds, it's a box of buttons, basically. But instead of it being like a keyboard where it's like just keys, it's more like it would be in a vehicle. So there's like metal triggers on it, or metal switches on it. It is really neat. Not very expensive, actually, that button box. I think it was by Derek Spears Design, I think it is. I was really, really surprised by it. Checked it out on the website, and that thing is not too bad. It's like $100, I think, and that includes shipping. So I was like, that's not too bad at all. So I might pick one of those up in the future. We'll see. Not yet, maybe. Not yet, but maybe in the future. It was just a neat little setup. The cool thing about the box itself is it has like it's a square box, and in the middle of the box is a big red button, and you can use that as like your engine start button, I thought, which is really, really cool. But that's probably too extreme for most people, but I saw Jammin's video and I was like, ooh, what's that? So, well, it's pretty sweet, I have to admit. I haven't gone that far yet, but I think it'll look funny enough when people come over to my house and see a steering wheel by my computer. They'll be like, "What's up with that?" And I'm like, "Well, let me show you some Euro Truck or Farm Sim or whatever." So, actually, I watched a video the other day. I was talking to Farmer Beavis there on TeamSpeak, and he showed me a video of a guy who has like a whole console of a vehicle, and he plays video games with it. It's intense. Like, I think it's a bus console. It wouldn't be my thing, but he likes buses, so he has a bus console in his house. And like each of the buttons on the console itself actually function in game. I thought that was really, really cool. So it's like he has a button to give them the tickets. He has a button to open and close the door. It's pretty sweet. Sweet considering like you can do something like that, but I don't know. I think I would be hard pressed to convince my my girlfriend to have something like that in the house. I mentioned the button box the other day, and she was like, Iain, do you really need something like that? I'm like, well, not really, but it'd be fun to have. And then she's like, what exactly would you use it for? So it made me laugh. So I had to describe, like, well, the switches would work well for like the windshield wipers and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that button box I was referring to, so let me know in the comments, and I'll put a link in there for you guys. I didn't discover it personally. It was, like I said, Jammin, he has one, so I kind of saw it from his, and he has a link in his description, so that's how I found it. That coffee's good. So, but as you can see, you actually get quite a bit of silage from this grass. Like, this is only, how big is our windrow? Windrower, I should say. It is what, 12 meters, 12.5 meters. So it's only 12.5 meters. So you're putting 12 meters worth of worth of grass into one row, which is quite a lot. Actually, did I actually put it in here? I may have. Yes. OEB brought out the, I think it's OEB who did this one. Doesn't usually they put their logo or something on it, but they brought up the Krone Big M now. They just released it not too long ago, which is really sweet. So now you can use the Krone Big M again. And I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm pretty sure it was OEB who did it, but I'll have to double check on that. I know David Oldfield was working on that a while ago, so I think he was trying to. He didn't like the fact that you only had to use like the mowers, so like the normal in-game mowers, because this only does 9 meters, and you have to have a tractor, of course, to run it and all that jazz. Whereas if you get the Krone Big M, you can have a 13-meter width, and you can drive it all around. I know One Only Farmer was looking at those, but I believe in the end he didn't go for it because the parts and whatnot were going to be a little too difficult to get to, be expensive to replace parts and whatnot. So, which makes sense. When you're a farmer, it always comes down to what availability do you have with parts and whatnot. So, understandably so. Alright, this should be a little bit here. Probably pretty full already. Yeah, there you go. It's fine. This tractor's got a nice throaty sound to it. Oh, I can't zoom in on that little part there. I can't look down either. Oh well. It's got a good little throaty engine to it, so whenever it's like you put your foot down, so to speak, you can hear the engine, like the throaty sound of it come up. I don't know. I like it. Alright. Maybe what we'll try and do, I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough money. Let's just check something real quick here. I don't think... No, I didn't plant 14. I didn't think I did. So maybe I'll have to plant 14. We'll see. I do need to fertilize this over there. Some of it's fertilized, but not all of it, so I'll have to get that done as well. I'm looking forward to when the soil mod comes out. That's going to be really nice. Because right now it's kind of funny because you don't need to do, there's not really many steps involved. It's just like, okay, combine, fertilize, and then that's it. Whereas with the soil mod, of course, there's a few more steps involved, and you need to be a bit more precise. You need to spread lime and whatnot, so which is nice. I enjoy it at least. It's not for everybody, but I know the guy said he wouldn't start working on it until Giants actually released the documentation. So, understandably so. Actually, just thinking back, a couple other people showed up to the live stream. Farmer John showed up for a bit there. There's Craft Farm showed up for a short little while as well. I think Craft Farms actually did his own live stream the other day too with his new computer, which is pretty cool. I don't know how that went, so Craft, if you're listening, let me know how the live stream went. Kind of curious. I think he was streaming 2013 because I believe he actually likes Farm Sim 2013 better than 2015, which is fine. I think he said he actually does have 15 though too. I think it's probably partly due to the fact that there are not many mods for 15, or as many mods I should say for 15 as there are for 13. But he just said he likes it better, so it's fine by me. I still like 2013. I prefer 2015 because it has a few little things that add a little bit to it, I guess. But that's just me, so it's not for everybody, that's for sure. Alright folks, I think we'll stop it there for the time being. Otherwise it'll be a lot more silage because we've done most of this episode already, which I know some of you guys like and some of you guys don't like. Also, check out that dirt script on that. Isn't that awesome? They did a really good job with that. Anyhow. Alright folks, that'll be it for me today. What I'll do is I'll finish off this rest off camera, and then we'll come back next episode. And I think we're going to have to do a little bit of seeding. Let's bring up this. We're going to have to do a little bit of seeding on field 14, it looks like. Because I think we've seeded 11 already, so yeah. We'll have to do that. Alright folks, that's it. My name is Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015 coming at you from Texas. Catch you guys later.